Hi, Anish.
Hello, looks like I'm here early.
Yeah, you are. But that's okay. We can chat. Yeah, so how
How
are
are
you?
you? I'm good,
Good,
I'm
good,
good.
good, good. I'm just sending a reminder to the people to join in.
Yeah.
So, where are you currently?
I am currently in Austin, Texas. I'm moving to Pune next week. So,
Wow, love. Oh, Pune next week. Which area?
yes. Don't know yet. My parents
Wow.
live in Kothrood, so probably just going to be with them for a little bit before I
Lovely.
figure out
And
where
are you
exactly.
working? Like, is your office somewhere here?
Yes, in Pune.
Pune, where in Pune? Which area?
It's near Hadapsar, I think.
Oh,
Cadence
lovely.
Design Systems. So,
Got it,
going
got
to
it,
be
got
there.
it.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, okay. We are in Harpson only, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, was curious about schools and living spaces closer to work. So,
Oh, we've got a lot of families to guide you because we have a truckload of NRIs here. I've already
okay,
got a truckload of NRIs in this community of ours.
awesome. Good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah. So Hadapsar is like we are in a township called Amnora.
I'm in
So
okay.
how old are your kids? How this thing
I
works?
have a daughter. She's going to be 6 next year when she joins school in Pune. So,
Wow, wow. Okay, okay,
yeah.
done. Great, great, great. Okay, so yeah, so depends on your preference that. Uh, yeah, just a second. One guy, just like
Yeah, yeah,
you,
sure.
came 2 months back to Pune. He's calling me.
Okay.
या अनूप आप ज्वाइन कर रहे हो ना? ठीक है कर लो आराम से कर लो हाँ डन डन हाँ ओके हाँ बट देयर अ गाय who might come very soon in next 2 weeks तो अपने यहीं पे तो आप करो if you're free आप कर लो join डन डन आ जाओ Now, this guy I'm talking to, Anu,
Yeah.
this guy also met me on a webinar,
Okay.
and eventually he landed up here, and
Okay.
they are in the same apartment. And Abhi, uska son just went. He's a very good friend of my son now.
Mm.
So
How is
yeah,
the commute from Amanora to Hadapsar?
okay. Hadap, Amnora is a part of Hadapsar.
Oh,
So
really? Okay.
depends where exactly is your office. Because
Okay.
Amnora is a part of Hadapsar. Now Hadapsar, where your office is exactly, but it won't be long because since it's the same area.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is kind of a gated community, very secure. Like great number of NRIs are here. Hi, Vinayak.
Hey, hi guys.
Yeah, hi. So there's Anish there. So we've been just chatting.
Yep.
Yeah. So so Anish, what I was saying is,
Yeah.
commute would be definitely like from Hadapsar, it won't be an issue. And depends
Okay.
now this school, what kind of schools you're looking for your kids. Like you're looking for Cambridge board, you're looking for CBSC board, or
Uh, Cambridge board to start with was what me and my wife were thinking. That
okay,
she's in kindergarten right now. She'll go to first grade when she moves there next year. So for
okay,
first grade, we were thinking to maybe just ease her in with Cambridge board and then see if CBSE makes sense or not.
okay. Hi, Anoop. Hi, Anoop. Can you
Hi,
hear us?
hi Manvi. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, hi. So look, we were just I was just chatting with Anish. Anish, like these guys are landing in Pune like in next 2 weeks.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, and just like you, he has a 6-year-old daughter,
okay.
and his office is in Harapsar in the same area. So yeah, so Anish, he's Anup. These like his family moved to Pune like 3 months back. Anup, three
Yeah, we
months
moved in May. Yeah,
Oh,
almost.
in May.
awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll definitely want to chat and get some experiences from you.
yeah, sure, sure.
I really don't know, like they're pretty new, but I'm sure he'll be able to share his experiences and all.
Yeah. The first 3 6 months definitely are, I think, more challenging than the rest of them. So,
Yeah, for Pune, we have a very interactive and this thing Deshwaapsi community. As in, we meet, we actually like not only virtual meetups, we do physical meetups. Like in November, we are gonna hold a camping, Halloween camping. Where we went on like campsites, hunting and all.
okay.
So
Great.
yeah, we are expecting around 20-25 families there in camping. So that's a very good platform where all the families meet up And yeah, okay, like people are joining in. I'll just admit them. So Pune, I would say, since I am personally in Pune, so we take pretty good care of people who are moving to Pune. I'm sure Anup will agree to it.
Definitely. Yes.
Okay. Okay, Vinayak, where are you currently?
Currently I'm in Mumbai, so basically I've moved from US since
Okay,
last 7-8 months, and now my wife and my kid they would be traveling by the end of October or November, most likely.
okay, they
So
are
my
still in
kid
US.
is yeah, so they are in the process of winding up stuff over there. And my kid is he's going to turn 6 this
Oh,
November, so
okay.
we want to explore about the schooling part and getting some ideas from you guys about the experience.
Okay, so you guys are planning to shift to Pune from Mumbai?
Yeah, I mean to say, my parents stay in Mumbai, but
Okay,
probably my job and my wife's job is going to be potentially in Pune. So we are targeting Pune as a city at the moment.
perfect. Perfect. Sure, this would be a perfect day for you to gather a lot of information about Pune.
Correct, correct.
Hi, Rishi.
Hello, hi, how are you all?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
Good,
Hi,
good, good.
long time no see.
Yes, long time.
Yeah.
Happy to be back.
Yeah, great, great. Thank you for joining this call.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to.
Yeah.
Thank you for the invite. Thank you for this call. And, good morning, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, so you're like the people who are Rishi is one of the very, I would say, first members who
Yes,
yeah, he was there in our first meetup too.
yes,
So
I
he's been
was.
there since inception, attached to us since inception, very active part of a Deshwaapsi community in Pune.
Yes,
So
yes.
so he'll be able to give his valuable inputs to us regarding schooling areas. And which area you reside in, Rishi?
So I live near Kharadi. It's actually part of Kharadi and Vadgaon, like a border area.
Okay.
It's actually, this is the area where I, like kind of brought up pretty much my school and, my school and everything like was in this one area only. But like 7 years actually I was away from home. 5 years I
Mhm.
was in US and 2 years I was in Europe. So I got a mix of, two different regions experience and happy to be back. So any questions, I'm very happy. I have a 1 8 year old and 1.5 year old, so definitely will be able to share, my insights.
Yeah, great, great. You have to be there because I'm sure there'll be questions there and you'll be chipping in and helping people around with the
Sure.
especially the Kharadi area because I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who will be coming to that area because since there are a lot of
Yes.
companies there. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I really do not know if somebody from Pimpre or Bani or somebody have joined because I sent invite to a lot of people from our community. Let's see if they join in. Yeah. Okay, we've got okay, Rishi. Now let's see if
Yeah.
yeah
Yeah.
we all can together help the people who are transitioning back to Pune.
Yep.
Sure. Okay. Mm, okay. Okay. Shubham, are you there on call? Okay. Mr. Anup, are you there?
Yes, good evening.
Hi. Good
Hi.
evening. Okay. Yeah. So I think we've got a pretty good number of people on the call. So now we'll officially start this virtual meet. Good morning and good evening to the people wherever they are. Um, so today, the agenda of this virtual meetup is to help people who've already transitioned and have experience of transitioning in Pune. Now we'll be helping people who are transitioning back to Pune. So any questions you guys have regarding areas, schools, localities, communities, we'll be more than happy, glad to help you guys. And just to introduce to you, we have Mr. Anup. He's an expert CA with us, who is an expert in NRI taxation. So any kind of questions you guys have on taxation, So you can feel free to ask him, because he'll be there on call with us for only first half an hour, and then he has to go somewhere. So any questions about taxation, NRI taxation, or anything, he'll be able to help and guide you on that. So if anybody have any questions for him, we can start the meeting. Yes, I see a raise of hand somewhere. Okay. Aniket. Yeah.
Hi. Good good evening and good morning. I know people are spread up everywhere
Yes.
around the globe. My name is Aniket. We are planning to move back to Pune next year. Currently in US. So my question to Anup is: we are aware of the 2 to 3 year of RNR period to move our assets back to India. But in case, suppose we decide to keep some assets here, and I'm thinking to start my own company there in India, what will be the, and suppose I'm receiving some funds, like, yearly basis from US investments, what will be the, like, I know there is a certain period in 3 years you will not be able, like, you're not exempt to the tax, right, as an RNR. However, I still have to keep paying taxes to US government, I believe. After the RNR status over, will be subjected to the Indian um, laws and have to file taxes there. So how does that system work? I just want to pose that question to Anup.
So, good evening, everyone. In that case, you have to the asset, whatever is there, and the income you are earning from that asset. So, once you have shifted to India and your residential status as per Indian income tax law will be, if it is resident, so the income earned globally will be taxable in India, and the tax you have paid at that in US or in any country, the rebate will be available. However, the global income will be taxable. The asset you have created is not taxable. The income you have earned there in that financial year will be taxable only.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah, I'm aware of the foreign tax credit, but then generally the tax guidelines for US is earlier. Like, generally you file taxes in US in April. The tax deadlines in India is September, I believe. So you file the taxes in US and then you take that as a document and file
Yes.
a foreign tax credit in India.
Yes. After
Okay.
filing your tax return in US, we will take that document. On that basis, we will take credit of whatever the tax paid in that country in India.
Okay. Thank you.
I see. So you're not paying double taxes then, right? If you've
Yes.
already paid tax in the US, you should be able to get a rebate for that when you show that global income in India.
Yes.
Correct?
I think there is a double taxation avoidance treaty, right?
Treaty
Yes.
also, yeah.
Yes. If DTA is there, then income will be taxable as per that DTA. In case DTA specific clause is not there, then you will get that tax relief for that amount, the amount which has paid as tax in that country.
Thank you.
I see.
Okay. Thank you, Aniket, for the question. Anand, you have a question, right?
Yes. Hi, everyone. This is Anand Kulkarni. I currently live in Los Angeles area, and next year we are planning to move to Pune. I'm not from Pune actually, but 2 years ago when we visited Pune, we loved the city and decided. I'm actually from Bangalore, so we loved the city and we decided to move, and I booked a flat there. So regarding a question to Anup. How much is the maximum dollars amount we can send to India in a financial year at once? Because once we are trying to move, like, we just don't want to keep anything here. much. So without any complications, how much is the maximum amount that we can send it to India that avoids taxation or any other complication, financial complications?
So yeah, it is like there is. I think there is no limit for that amount, but from India, that is reputation of fund under LB liberalization remittance scheme. But from outside, if the fund is acquired through genuine sources and through income which is already taxed in that country, so there might be not a challenge to transfer that fund to India once you have shifted here, or if you are transferring that fund to your family. That is not, I think that is not a challenge as per income tax.
I see. Yeah, definitely we don't have not in millions of funds, but a considerable amount which we want to transfer and make sure that we utilize that to invest in India. Thanks, Anup, for that. Yeah, and sorry, I have a follow-up question again. Is
Okay.
it advisable to to keep the 401k flowing or retained in the US, or just like get out of it and get the money instead of having paid the fines?
So I think Shubham is not here. Actually, he will better answer that about 401k. Because I am looking after the NRI taxation in India. That's why Shubham will take care. Just post that query in the group. He will personally reply on that.
No.
Okay.
What about people who have already moved to India long ago or few years ago? What did they do?
They
They are
normally withdraw that fund, and after that they try to close in meanwhile 1 or 2 years. They just keep one bank account there for any means income at their place in that country. So they just keep 1 or 2 account, whatever is in that country. Otherwise, they normally when they have planned to move in India, just in meanwhile they just close that 401k.
I see. Thanks, Anup.
Okay.
Malvi, I think you were talking, you were on mute.
Okay, I was saying that anybody from the families who were moved already and can answer his question, like about 401k.
Anand, this is Preet here. I had not moved to India yet, but I did my research on 401k. So there are two factors to it. One is the penalty, and one is the taxation on the income that you get from 401k. Right. So first of all, my suggestion is if you don't need that money immediately, let it be in 401k as much as you can. Right. So that it keeps growing. Right. And maybe you can withdraw that money in retirement or all that. But the factor is you never know what will be the dollar rate in the coming years, right? So that's one factor. But I mean, from recent years, it has been only increasing, right? It has almost doubled in last 10 years.
Yeah.
But there is another one where there is another scheme in 401k which IRS allows. Is called SEPP. So you can research about that. So it's a strategic withdrawal plan, right? So it's like simply SWP in India, similar to that. There you don't need to pay penalties, you don't need to pay taxes. So suppose 2026 you move back to India, and by 2027 you don't have any income in US, right? So if you start withdrawing your money in 2027 with SCPP, then you don't have any income in US, so you don't pay income taxes. Correct? And that SCPP is exactly works as SWP. So you can withdraw 10,000, 14,000, or whatever the limit is as per your, the limit is set by the amount that you have in 401k. So suppose you are $200K, right? You can withdraw that $15,000 every year till you retire, and still you will have $200,000 when you retire.
Okay.
Without
So
paying
that's the
penalty? What is this called?
SCPP.
SCPP. Okay.
So IRS allows that, but it depends upon your providers like Fidelity, Vanguard, etc. Will they support it or not? And there are some limitations. So you can, first of all, the basic rule for that is if you can withdraw the money only if you have changed your employers, right? Or you are not being with your employer. Then that's the basic rule, right? So if you are moving to India, of course your company is going to change from maybe Inc. to private limited India or something else, or maybe you are leaving the job, then you are eligible. But you basically can inquire that with your providers, that whether they, what are the criterias for SCPP, rules and regulations, etc., etc. But
That makes
that's
sense.
one way out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
One more thing I want to add on is think about the diversification you will also get between assets between US and US and India are the top two market, but India have not given any returns. Nifty have not given any returns for last year. Now US is in terms of innovations and all that, it is in AI and robotics and all that, it is making a lot of waves. So think about that, and also think about your future, like where your kids are gonna come for studies, higher studies. If they are US citizens, if they are Indian citizens, I would, with all the H1B going on, I would not suggest that. But then, if they are citizens, obviously they'll get an access. So think about keeping that option open. That's what I wanted to add. That's it.
Thanks, Aniket.
Thank you, Aniket. Yeah.
Hey guys,
Okay.
this is Satish here. Hey, Aniket, you touched on a very good point. That's one of my concerns. Like my kids are US born, so they're citizens here. So eventually, if they're going to come back for higher studies or something, my question was, can we retain the 401k in some form so that it will be eventually helpful for their education, something like that. I just want to know people's personal opinion on how they handled it, or if they see one way better than the other. I know apart from diversification and having funds in a different country, I just want to know how people handle this or look at this. Like, is it better to leave some funds here if that's a possibility of higher education for kids here, etc.
If no one is gonna take, I can chime in two things.
Yeah, please.
I know CA Anup, feel free to add in anything, but I just want to put my perspective on. You would have keeping funds here, obviously, gives some advantages. There are disadvantages as well. Remittance tax and all that. That's still like we are not clear, right? Suppose this current administration puts heavy remittance tax, then what's your options? But then there are some risk mitigation strategies as well. What we are doing is we are actually building a trust. There is a thing like trust here. You can create a trust and you can allocate those funds into the trust, and you can have your kids added into the trust, so that when they become 18 year and older and they come here, suppose for higher studies or whatever, you can transfer those funds to them. 18,000 is the limit per kid, per individual, like without taxes you can give. So think about that. Trust is one thing that you can definitely leverage. I just want to put that in there.
Thanks, Niket. I'll explore that option. Sure, thanks.
Also, like this is Rishi. In general, anyways, like there is no point of early withdrawal of 401k, right? Like you lose 10% as part of penalty. Plus, there is nothing like blocking you from keeping it in the US. So if you don't need that money, there is no, I don't think
Exactly.
Rush to move anywhere. Sure.
So I had a follow-up on these two topics. So one is about the estate tax, right? So estate tax is from on the US assets to pass on. It is 40% straight deduction, right? So if we want to pass this the US money, US assets to our kids, the 40% will be taken away. So there are two cases, right? One case is like something bad happens to both the parents, which is rare, and the other case would be like eventually like you want to pass that estate to your kids. So for estate, like avoiding the estate tax for non-resident is what people are thinking about it, because essentially in India there is no estate tax. You can pass all the money to your kids without paying any tax. That is first question. And the second one is what happens to the trust. Even I have the trust in the US, but when you move back to India, what happens to the trust? So I have been receiving conflicting opinions there. Like there is also a Q dot trust. You can convert your US trust to Q dot if you are like non-resident and so on. So we have also wanted to hear people's opinion on that. Yeah, anyone, it's for general public. Like,
Okay, would anybody like to answer this question for Ankit?
So I think I had a brief discussion with someone about this on my work. I think the estate tax issue is there is a limit on it, right? Like how much money are you transferring in case of your
Rishi, your voice is not clear. Like,
okay. Hear me
yeah,
now? Maybe there is issue with my
still,
mic.
yeah, it's very distant. Looks like, yeah.
Okay, let me get a microphone. Meanwhile, someone else, if they have to answer something on this, because I don't have 100% answer on this.
No, that's okay. You can go ahead. Go ahead. Just go ahead. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
So, like based on my understanding, it's like 10 million plus dollars if you are transferring to your teams or kids. Then only there is some estate tax imposition. That for family it's different. So it's more than that. I think 20 million or something. So my understanding is it does most likely it shouldn't impact anyone transferring money from the US or transferring that money to your kids in India. Or if you have kids who are US citizens, or transfer it to them there itself.
yeah. So what I have heard, like if you are a US citizen, or then the limit is like 13 million. But if you're like a non-resident, then the limit is 60K. So 60K without no tax, and any money after that will there will be 40% tax. So that is one thing which is tricky, right?
I see. I'm not sure about the 60K. Okay, then we'll let them
Sachin, I think Sachin wants to chip in. Yes, Sachin.
No, actually, I just wanted to add, join to the queue for asking another question, but related to 529s and taxable brokerage accounts. Just wanted to know, like, leaving it here, obviously, like trading and all that is taxable, and I understand that. But like, let's say we have some taxable brokerage accounts here, and we just decide to leave it here. What are like any limitations, anything that people are aware of? Probably better question for people who already moved to India. What have they done? Anything that they've noticed from your experience?
Just to chip in on the estate tax real quick, and then
Yeah, you can finish that. Yeah.
I think the rule is that whoever is receiving the money, they are not US citizens. Then it's 60,000 limit. So if you have kids who are US citizens, right, that 60,000 limit does not apply. And if your spouse is alive, right, then in any case, I feel that transferring money from a joint account, I think having a joint account on all of your accounts is a good idea. Whichever account you put, even the brokerage account, I have kept my wife as a joint account holder. That helps in general. So to avoid that risk of one of the spouse, if they are both of them are Indian citizens.
Yeah, add them as a beneficiary, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, like we have a trust, so yeah, so that should not be an issue. But yeah, eventually, like when we need to pass to children, I'll check on that. Like if the kids are US citizen, what would be that case? Because that would be a big relief if in that case we don't have to pay. And
Yeah.
about
Sorry,
about the,
Ankit.
sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, and about the trust type, I'll also pose the question in the a WhatsApp channel as well, right? Like what happens to
Yeah.
the trust?
Yeah. Yeah. Just for information of everybody, we also have a CP on board, but he is not able to attend the meeting today. So I'm sure all these questions are very relevant to him. And if you guys can post these questions in the group, I'm sure he'll be able. We have a separate group for NRI taxation and these issues. So if you can post the questions on that group, I'm sure you'll get a proper answer to these questions. Okay, moving forward. Okay, anybody else have any questions?
Yeah. I mean, if you can, if we can talk about the brokerage, like taxable brokerage accounts as well. Like, what are some of the implications, or what are people who have already moved? What has been their strategy in terms of um, keeping their brokerage accounts here, and are there any complications with that?
Okay, anybody would like to answer this for Sachin?
Sachin, I've not moved back to India, but based on my research and my discussion with some of the CAs, as long as you are taxed on your earnings, right? If you withdraw, if there is a short-term capital gain tax or a long-term capital gain tax, you have to pay those taxes.
Right.
But as you move back to India, you get 2 to 3 years of R&R period. And as I my original first question, if you followed, you do get foreign tax credits for that. So you have to file taxes to the US government and then take that document and then use it as a foreign tax credit when you file your taxes in India. You are not double taxed, but you do have to file taxes for your short-term and long-term gain towards US government.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So the RNR status is for 2 years, not 3 years.
Depends on your. There are, I think, several levels.
Days, 740 days max. Usually it comes to around 2 years, just to give it. Very rarely it goes to 3 years after you complete 10 years in the US. Question, so I'm currently in the RNOR status. So I haven't gone into the so RNOR means that you are going to be, you will be filing the taxes in the US. Whatever is going to be on your stocks, I'm keeping my brokerage account forever, and there are long-term stocks there. But if I sell after RNOR status, then I will have to have the W8 BEN updated in the brokerage account, and I will have to figure out whether the primaries, there will be partial tax that needs to be paid in India, for example, not only just US. Whatever is difference, the long-term capital gains is 12% in India as compared to 10%. So I think something 2% I will have to pay in India.
Got it. Yeah. That was my question. If, let's say we have stocks in the US which we want to keep for the long term. What's the tax implications? Yeah. So that answers my question. Thank you.
Yeah, one thing you need to consider: India max tax capped at 30% plus 4% cess, so 34%. In US, depends on your tax bracket. Obviously, it gets maxed out to 37 to 40%. So keep that in mind.
Sure.
Just a follow-up question on that, guys. Sorry, while you are on the topic. So how do you guys handle the address that you give to the brokerage account or the bank basically when you move out? So how do you retain? Do you still need to retain some sort of US address, or is it okay to change it to the Indian address on all our brokerage accounts on bank?
I think that that can be changed to Indian address. No issue in that case. Some of client have changed their address to India if they have permanently moved to India. So in that brokerage address, demat account or other things, they have changed their Indian address as a permanent address and correspondent address. So that will be allowed.
So the way I have done is I have kept my permanent address the same in the US, but the mailing address I have kept it as a mail forwarding address. I have a virtual address called physicaladdress.com. So if there are credit card, debit cards, all of them, they get shipped to that mailing address.
Yes,
But nobody.
that can be a way.
Sorry, what option is that? Can you come again?
It's called physicaladdress.com.
Okay, that will help you keep a US address.
That will help. It's a virtual address for you. So you'll have a mailbox number and everything, and they will scan your, or they'll forward your mails and everything. So I have kept that as a mailing address.
Okay. Okay, I'll explore that. I was just had given that I'm going to like sell my house off and stuff like that, I won't be having proper address for somebody to receive my mails and stuff. But you're saying there is a workaround for that. I'll explore the physical address. Yeah.
Yeah, Aishwarya, you have a question?
Hey, Aishwarya and Samir this side. What I've heard on this topic is brokers like Robinhood don't allow you, but someone like Fidelity, Vanguard, or Charles Schwab should allow you to maintain a foreign address. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure on that, but just a heads up.
Charles Schwab definitely allows foreign address.
Yes. Charles Schwab allow, Fidelity allow, and some of brokerage firm will allow. So you can easily search that on the public domain. That will be available. But some of only firms that allow to maintain that account.
Correct. So it's not everyone. So if it's if you have in Robinhood, then you might want to take a look at whether they allow it. As far as I know, they don't.
They don't allow.
So with the Charles, a quick question on the same topic, with the Charles Schwab or any other accounts who allow international addresses, what are the, like, even for the phone number, like OTP and all those things, is getting a Google number is the good recommendation, or we don't need an Indian number, you don't need a US number to get any authentication approval?
So I can just answer that question. For Charles Schwab, like they allow Indian number, and but what I have done, I just moved 4 months back. I don't have I don't have an account with Charles Schwab or any brokerage, but for other account, I have converted it to Tello. It's a cheap way to keep your US number for some time, and it just takes $5 a month. So you can just you will get OTPs and everything. Google Voice number works, but it does not work for all the banks. For example, I have a PNC bank. They don't allow Google Voice number, so it will work, but you will not receive the OTPs. So I have tried that, but Tello is the cheapest way, what I could say, and it works.
I would like to add on this same thing. I also tried with Google Voice, but like some banks allow, some don't. So if you don't want to take any chances, better transfer into like a cheaper mobile service like Hello. In my case, I did with UltraPay Go, which is available on eBay. It takes like 8 to 10 days to arrive in US, and they offer like a $3 a month plan where you are able to use your like 100 messages, and the best part is you can use FaceTime and iMessages calling. So for the most part, all my contacts and my friends, for them I just simply use iMessaging and FaceTime calling. So it doesn't really seem any difference. So it's the best part, carrying your number. But yes, it comes with monthly cost. So if you're looking for some short-term goal, like 6 months or 12 months, and don't want to take any chances, then best is like this option suggested here.
So I'm using Google Voice.
What's the name again? The Ultra. Sorry to interrupt.
UltraPay Go. It's available on eBay. Yeah, it takes like 8 to 10 days to arrive.
Rishi, you can just put that name on the chat so that for information of all.
Yeah, I'll post the link itself.
Sure. Thank
you.
So
for me, Google Voice works. The way you can try it out is create a Google Voice number. It's free of cost, like temporary first.
add it to your bank accounts and check whether you get OTPs. If you get, see, all of us have maximum 3 or maybe 4, 5 bank accounts. Just create a Google Voice because it's the cheapest, and a new number, add it to your bank account and check whether you get OTP. If you get OTP, then you can transfer your phone number to Google Voice. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
Rishi, just to confirm, like it takes around $20, right, to convert? No, that's a different one.
No, the
Google
template,
Voice,
the free one, free Google Voice number.
free Google Voice number. Yeah.
No, don't port it yet, your original number. Create a new number which is free. Test it out first by adding it to your bank account, whether you get OTPs. And I also added like other like 2PI authorization, like there is semantic web. So there are different ways of authentications. You can keep enabling them. So if OTP doesn't come, then at least push notification will come, or that the RSA key numbers will come. So there is multiple options also, right? So you can keep.
Right.
One more question I had again, I think goes back to the previous estate taxes that the team was talking about. In reference to that, so I have a rental property here in US. So what's the recommendation for a rental property which you have, which is giving you a decent yield, where I'm not looking at selling it yet, but down the road in probably 5 years, I might sell it off. So is there anything I need to prepare for that from now, or it's a case where after 5 years, if once I sell it at the regular taxation, I'll have to go through that without any ways of finding some savings through that process?
No, it's just simple. It's just simple. You can proceed with the same thing. Like you can proceed with the same rental income. So no need to prepare anything for that.
Okay, so even if there's a future plan of selling it, I don't have to do, or I cannot do anything from now, right? Like transferring it to a partner's or a friend's name and then
No.
selling it off to minimize taxes?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
But you'll have to be conscious about the capital gains, right? On this when you sell the rental property, because when you're in R0 period, then basically you'll not be taxed, but not sure what happens after that.
Right, but after 4 years, my income will be zero in US. So any gains that I will have from the time I purchase the property to now, that's the amount that will be taxed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Appreciation value.
Yeah, but if you consider this option, like if you sell now before moving, you don't have to pay. I mean, based on like if you are staying there 2 years out of 5 years, if you are a resident for that, the tax law says that you don't have to pay any taxes for that amount for the gains. So that's a complete tax free. But if you move back to India, as Ankit was saying, if you pass that R0 period and if you sell the property, that gain will be taxable, whatever amount, whatever the tax bracket you fall into.
It will not be the 40% that we were talking about earlier, right? That's a different estate tax discussion.
Yeah, that's a different one, but
okay. Okay, thanks.
Okay, I think if we almost over with the questions of taxation and stuff, if anybody have questions on some more topics like schooling, transition, communities, localities, work areas, so we can help them with those issues too.
Yeah, can I just ask one more question? Sorry, before we jump onto that. The schooling topic is important. What people are doing for their social security? I know most of here are like not past 60, but what are their options? I believe once you get 40 credits, right? If you work here more than 10 years, I think you accumulate that and you're eligible. But does anyone have any experience, or do they know anyone who have gotten the social security while in India, I know that's a different story after 20 years, whether we'll be eligible for or we'll get any social security based on the current. That's a separate topic, but still, with the eligibility criteria, does anyone know that they can, like, avail the benefit of social security if you have completed those credit requirements?
I don't know whether we know anyone who's in 60s. I can investigate someone, but the problem is most of these are US citizens who have worked there for 10 plus years in their 60s. But based on my understanding, there is no visa or immigration or citizenship requirement for disbursement of the social security at the age of 60. I had investigated this while I was leaving with social security, and it all gets transferred to a bank account, which needs to be a US bank account. That's it. If there is social security available, so there is no validation of your residential status. Just to give you a heads up at that.
Okay, so you need to just have a bank account here, and then from that bank you can actually do the wire transfer or whatever, right?
Yep, it will be disbursed to that bank account from IRS or what the Social Security Department.
But how does the communication, is that going to be the email communication or it's going to be a physical mail? Or because I know the government generally loves the mailing paperwork.
So have you gone through that SSA website? There is that SSA.
Yes. I've calculated my what will be the amount, but then they have not detailed out the procedure. Did you find out? Because that website is very confusing.
Yeah, it's oversimplistic, but I think the issue of whether I'm not sure whether I put a bank account there right now, but we will have to check the disbursement, because the disbursement happens on a bank account. All the people who get monthly social security goes to a US bank account. So where does that happen, or where does that, and even if it's a physical mail which gets sent, like have a virtual address, as I said, mailing address, you can put that in the social security address, and you should get that information, right? I don't think it's like physical check, or even if it's a physical check, it should not be a problem, because all these virtual addresses, they can take a screenshot, they scan your checks, and you can do virtual deposit also. But we are talking like 20-30 years from now.
Okay, thanks. How about this? We connect later on. I have more follow-up questions, but thank you.
Sure. Rishi is there in our Deshwaapsi community, since he's been here for 2 years in India. So definitely, since he's got a lot of experience in all these things, I can add him in the Pune aspirant groups too, and you guys can post your questions, and I'm sure he'll be happy to answer them. Is it Rishi?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, sure. Okay, great. Okay, now let's move on to different topics. Anybody have questions regarding schooling of kids, transition of kids? Yes, Anand.
Yeah, actually, it's Preeti here. I wanted to ask, what is the difference between CBSE and IGCSE? I'm getting confused. I'm looking for schools now. There is in fees also there is a lot of difference for IGCSE compared to CBSE. But exactly practical way of approach they are doing in IGCSE, I heard it. But is it really helping in different way than CBSE for kids?
Okay, see, now choosing both, the two main criterias. First of all, Preeti, how old is your kid for whom you want to start this?
My daughter is will be in 5th grade next year.
Okay, so now there are two criteria. We have both the set of parents on this call. There are one set of parents who focus on for grades 5th, 6th, 7th. They focus on transition of the kid more. So if you want to smoothen the transition, then definitely skipping the Indian boards. When I say Indian boards, they are ICSE and CBSE board. That is a choice, because transition in international boards is definitely easier for a kid who's coming from abroad. Now, in international boards in India, we have two boards. One is IGCSE, that is the UK board, Cambridge board, and other is the IB board, that is typically the US board. So if I say my example, we came back 2 years back to India. So I chose Cambridge board for my kid to smoothen the transition. because now if you say Cambridge board is a midway between IB board and the Indian traditional boards. Indian traditional boards are supposed to be very rigorous. Extensive writing is done, wherein a kid coming from abroad is not very used to writing so much. So in Cambridge board, you can actually get a good mix of Indian plus IB board, wherein not too much of writing is there, a lot of application-based learning is there. So transition of the kid gets really smoothened out. Now there's point number 2. There are parents who have aspirations for the kids. Like supposing, what is your future goal? Do you want your kid to be in a premium Indian institute like IIT, IIM, or something like that? So if that is the aspiration, then my personal recommendation would be to go for an Indian board. And even in Indian board, I would recommend a CBSE board, because it is more, it focuses more on STEM, like science, maths, and engineering part. And ICSE, the other Indian board, that is a literature-based Indian board. So these two are the factors: transition and aspiration of the parents for the kids' future. So if you are clear with these two things, you will be able to choose whether Cambridge or ICSE, CBSE.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And there is always an option to change our boards later, like in 2-3 years down the line, once your kids are settled in India, there's always an option to change your boards to CBSE or any other boards.
Yeah, but I would say that like putting your kid in an international board and then transitioning to Indian board later in higher grades, that would be even tougher for the kid. So if you have to transition, might as well when they're in the lower grades, transition to Indian boards. If higher you go, more like divide becomes even more. So earlier the better transition happens. If you have to put your kid in CBSE, better the time you're coming, then put them to the grind, rather than giving that comfort and then putting them in a CBSE board. That's my personal view. Of course, everybody have different views.
I have to Manvi here.
Yeah, please.
My kids are going to CBSE, or I put them in the CBSE. Now they are currently homeschooling due to some reasons, but they are in CBSE. But I agree to Manvi, like it's easier to transition early from CBSE to IGCSE or ICSE rather than the other way around. So you can, and also language is another issue, like language, like third language or second language, Hindi, Marathi. So if your kids are in a higher grade, that's another factor you need to take in. How are you going to transition, help them? The language skills. CBSE schools are a little more stricter in their evaluation. You go through evaluations of the schools before even getting admissions, and they do check even on the language skills.
Yeah,
So
and in Maharashtra, Marathi is a mandatory language, whether it's any board, ICSE, CBSE, Cambridge, or IB. Marathi, a kid has to study. So that's again a concern, yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to transition this year in Pune, and somehow we couldn't, and planning to do it next year. And we live in our Vishrantwadi Vimannagar area. So some of the schools that we were considering there were Bishops and Vibgyor and other international schools too. So I think Vibgyor is purely ICSE.
It's Anup, it's CBSE, right? Anup, you have your kid in Vibgyor. Is it?
Yeah, so Vibgyor has both a CBSE and ICSE branches. So it depends which branch is it. My kid goes to CBSE.
Yeah, I was talking about Bishop is purely ICSE.
Yeah, Bishop is ICSE, traditional Indian ICSE school. Yes, correct.
Right. And we heard that ICSE subjects are basically, there are more subjects to it, meaning more exams, more preparations to be done. And whereas in comparison to CBSE, they have multiple subjects merged into one, like STEM, right? Physics, chemistry, physics, maths, and science, etc. So there, I mean, long-term wise, if you want to prepare for after board entrance exams or engineering or med, people were saying CBSE is much more preferred in the long run.
Yeah, that's what I feel, that in the long run, if you want to prepare your kids for premium institutes, then CBSE is the board. And now eventually, if you see from 10 years back, now there are more CBSE. CBSE is like 80% of the schools are CBSE now. Before 10 years, most of the schools were ICSE. So gradually, I hear that gradually it's gonna mix and be a one unified board. But as of now, ICSC is a more literature-based, vocab-based, language-based board, and CBSE is more oriented towards STEM and application activities. Yeah.
Yeah, for us, the major confusion was we are, not very location specific. I mean, we don't have like specific location that we want to stay in. We want to stay in where where there are the best good schools, amenities, broader infrastructures and things like that. So, I mean, before moving to US, we were in Vishrantpuri, Vimanagar area. But I mean, moving back, we don't have that preference as such. So, I mean, people are suggested us Amanora, some of them suggested Undri, and it's not possible from here to get all the reviews and feedback of which areas are good and things like that. So, I mean, if anyone has any recommendations, suggestions, that would be appreciated.
Okay, we have a big NRI community in Pune now. So we have people spread out across Pune. You say any area, we have people from there. So, but I would say a great number of people are located in Amnora area. A lot of people are in Kharadi because their offices are in Kharadi. So basically, it's job specific. A lot of people who have jobs in Wakad, Baner, they are in Pimple and areas. And obviously, wherever there are some people who've come back for families, so wherever the family, they stay there. So the point is that everywhere you've got that kind of area, that kind of posh localities that you can actually this thing. But since you are like free on location, that you can be anywhere. My personal would be like we are in Amnora for 2 years, and there are a lot of NRI families here. It's a great gated community, very secure, with
Which
great
one?
Amanora. And we've got great schools around. We've got IGCSE school. We've got good CBSE schools like Anup, as he said. His son goes to Vipure, which is near Amanora. Anup lives in like our apartment only. So it's like it's a great place for NRIs, wherein you feel that you are in your bubble and you don't have to face that congestion, traffic, and day-to-day hassles if you're in Amnora, because it's a township. Everything is here. So you literally do not feel the need to go out of the township, and you in a really nice and safe environment.
Mhm. And Webgear wise, there were two Webgears that we inquired about. One is in Yerwada, and the second one was the Magarpatta one, which was near to Manora.
Yeah,
That
Anup
means-
kid, I think he goes to Magarpatta.
Yes, so my kid goes to Magarpatta. He's in 6th grade. So, if you have any specific question, I can answer that.
Thank you. I mean, because our preference was earlier, we were well acquainted with that Viman Nagar and Vishrantpadi area, so we were preferring Yerwada locations for Webgear. But I don't know. I mean, comparatively, ideas like which one is better.
So for I also
I
know
can chime in.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Anup.
Yeah, so I know about Yerwada branch as well because one of the my colleague in US, they moved back into India too, and their kid goes to Yerwada. The only difference, so I got a good feedback about Yerwada and Vibgyor, and then I selected Magarpatta because it is near to Kharadi. So I would say both branches are good. The only thing for Magarpatta branch is that it's an older branch, and that is why I got a feedback that yes, it's an older branch and it has better teachers and everything. But see, I would just say one thing what I have learned since like 4 months as of now. You will see mixed reviews, right? I mean, not every school is perfect. Not everything in any school is perfect. There would be parents who say that okay, maybe the teachers are teaching too much, or maybe because of the there are certain things that okay they take surprise test and everything. So it is more, some things are more specific to some branches, but we have to understand that okay, you can get 80-90% good and 10% would be negative in any branch you go. But as of now, till now, my experience is fine. We have parent teachers meeting. My kid had his first term exams, and I see that my kid is directly coming to middle school, right? So he is able to, he will be able to cope up. What I can feel, I'm positive about it, and teachers are cooperative. So I know, because that's a scary part for every parent here, I think, to which school to understand how kids will cope up. But as of now, I'm positive about the decision that I made.
Great. When did you move, Anu? Sorry.
I moved in May.
Oh, this year only.
Yeah. And one reason that I went for Vibgyor was that their session starts in June. So in
Correct.
US, right, for my kid, the exam just ended on 7th May, and this school starts in June. So I wanted him to start fresh, when the session starts. Mostly CBSE school starts in April, so we did not wanted them to miss 1 or 2 months. So that was one of the also reason, because I was considering Euro school as well, but then Magarpatta was starting in June, so I preferred. That was one of the reason that we selected this branch, because we wanted him to start fresh, like fresh friends and everything. So
Mm. Yeah, my kid will be in 8th standard then when we move. And which board you prefer?
I
You
I went for CBSE, but in almost whatever schools I know, even if it's a CBSE affiliated school, but with Vibgyor also, till 7th grade they have a mixed curriculum. So what they do is like they have their own publication, right? So they take some content from ICSE, some content for CBSE, and then they try to create a book out of it, because kid have an option to change the boards here. You can always go for ICSE or CBSE. So in your case, because the kid would be in 8th grade, 90% is he will be. If you opt for CBSE, you will get the pure CBSE NCRT books. So that is the mostly schools are having their own publication and doing a mix of curriculum actually.
got it. Got it. Thank you. Thanks, Anu.
Yeah.
Just want to add on that. We actually schedule a travel to Pune, before we are moving next year, but we actually did some ground research, visited a lot of schools. That's an option you would do. We visited a Vibgyor in both like Magarpatta and all that. So I concur with what Anup was saying. Again, it depends on your choice. I just want to ask one thing. Does anyone here have a kids going to CNS Chatrabuj in
Yes,
Amunara?
my kid.
Okay, how's the overall experience? I'm thinking of that school, IB
Okay,
board,
overall
but
experience is great. Everything about the school is wonderful. My kid came when he was in grade 2. So his transition was very smooth, and he till date he loves the school. Teachers are considerate, and transition. I would say that IGCSE they have writing, but I would say not like the schools of CBSE. So yes, there is writing, but there's not a lot of pressure. Homework is there. But yes, the transition will be very smooth. If even I know families whose kids have come in 8th grade in CNS, and they've transitioned beautifully. So yeah,
yeah.
it's a nice school. Yeah.
Okay, great. No, thanks. Because I did some research. I know IB school, right? The CNS actually has 3 to 4 years data, at least in Pune, but they have better branches in Mumbai. So I was just looking up. I mean, my only thing is I'm not sure about their teacher quality and what are the
They are
grades
still
of.
working on it because it's pretty new. It's been just 2 years of CNS, I feel. So it's like they're working on it higher grade. They're still struggling with teachers in higher grades. But eventually, I feel down the line when my kid is in the middle or high school, I think they're going to improvise in the teacher qualities too. So it's a good school overall. And if you need to know more about it, you can get in touch with me because I know the principal
Okay.
personally. So you can get in touch with me and I can
Yeah,
give you
yeah.
more details on the school. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our thought process also aligns with Amunora is like the close gated community and all that. That's where we are
Yeah.
thinking to shift. Plus, we have a house already there. But
Oh.
then I'm also considering comparing it with Mahindra International School, which is also another great school. There,
That's
they
IB.
have a good track record also. I've seen their like data and all that. So I know infrastructure wise, CNS is brilliant, but
Yeah.
I want to I mean, as a parent, I want to emphasize more on the study or curriculum, academics part
Yeah,
of it.
Mahindra is IB board, I guess, right? It's not
Yeah,
IGCSE.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think even you cannot compare CNS with Mahindra because the league of these two schools is pretty different. Even the fee structure, if you see, it's very different. They're two different leagues of school. Yeah. So Mahindra is a different league of school, when there are not many schools of League of Mahindra here, like in Pune. If you there is one MIT Gurukul, there is this Mahindra, and there is one more Indus.
Yeah.
Indus, yeah. Now that's a different league. 3-4 school. That's a top league wherein the fees is like above 10 lakhs. So and CNS comes in the second cadre, and then are those traditional Indian schools. So CNS and Mahindra, I think, not an apple to apple comparison, but yes, definitely depends on you, of course, that which board you want to go for, and what are your future aspirations for your.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Okay. I see a lot of people hands up. Like anybody can go first. Yeah, Anand, Anita.
Yeah, just a quick question that like we tried to call few schools and they were saying that they have limited seats and availability is not guaranteed. Is that the situation that everyone has gone through?
Okay, I'll tell you. Now, if you're looking for some very sought after CBSE schools, yes, this is the reply you'll get. Like in every area, there are some very sought after CBSE schools. But in an international school, you never get this reply, because if you go for a Cambridge board or IB board, they always have seats available at any given point of year. Yeah, but if you're going for like Bishops, Marys, or maybe some other, I might not know the names, but very sought after schools in the area, yes, they would have limited seats and they'll get filled even much before the session starts.
Yeah, like Kalyani School.
Yes.
Bishop School is one of them. Yes.
Yeah, Bishop.
Yeah,
And just to add here, like
checking
even though they will, sorry.
Yes, Rishi.
Yeah, just wanted to add, like even though they will say, like when you email them for admission inquiry, you will get a reply saying, the seats are full and all. But when I transition and when I during the surrounding area, when I inquired more about it, what I came to know is, you can still enroll your kid, but you'll have to pay very high donation amount. Like for Bishop School in Kalyan Nagar, it was around like 7 lakh when I moved back like 1 year ago. So that was the real,
The real
reality.
ground story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Rishi, for that.
Yeah, I was specifically looking for Kalyani school and Vibjor in Magadapatna. So
For Vibgyor, I would say, see, they also try to put that, okay, the seats are limited. I enrolled my kid in January, around January or February. Yeah, January. But that also time. But we have families which have come in mid-session also from like Europe, and so they got that admission. So I would say it's not true for all the schools, but yes, for like as Manvi clearly mentioned, right, for like schools like Bishop and Kalyani, actually you will not be able to fill the form itself. So but yes, you can take your time for, I mean, for Vibgyor, I would say that they say that, but if you are going for an admission, you will get an admission in mid as well.
Yeah, for most of the schools, except the sought after schools like Bishop, Mary's, and all, in schools like Vibgyor, HDFC, then Euro,
Yeah.
you can actually get admission at any point of the year, and they always have seats available. And
Yes.
if you plan to go for international, then that's not a problem. You can just come down, walk in, and get the admission.
And I would suggest for any parent here, like there are ways. I mean, you can always ask them for a virtual tour, or you can always ask that, okay, someone of my friend, or if you have someone, but they also provide virtual tours, so they will have a video call with you and they will go through the entire school. In our case, it happened, so you can always ask that to them. Yeah.
Perfect. That's a great piece of advice.
One important thing, right? Even if there are seats in schools, like this is new to, at least it was new to us. They do take assessments for kids, especially as you go to higher grades, right? If you're in the first grade or something, that's fine. But the moment you go to second and third grade, especially for CBA, even for CNS also, they do take,
Yes.
but there are various bands of it. In CBSE, they do verbal interview, they do written interview of the kids, and all of them, even this DPS, if they pass, you have to meet with the principal. So there's a lot of like rigorous, even if there are seats, process.
to get a
Yeah.
seat. So keep multiple schools in your pocket before you go. You cannot just target one school. And sometimes you might not like the management. There's always something or the other you will know afterwards.
Yes.
So while on the this Satish here, Hemant, so I reached out to you a couple of weeks ago, and you said you gave our contacts to CNS, right? We haven't heard anything from them, so if you can give the contact that I can reach out to any email or
Please,
phone number.
you please just DM me. I'll make sure that you get a reward from the school. That's okay.
Okay.
You just DM me on my WhatsApp.
I'll do
And
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
I'll
you.
do that,
Follow-up
yeah.
question. Anybody has any experience with the Billabong school? Hope I'm pronouncing it right. I know they have a IGCSE. Yeah. And any feedback on that? I mean, right now I'm shortlisting between CNS and Billabong. One of my friends' daughter goes there, but
Okay, are you
they.
to Aminora, Satish?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, Billabong, my neighbor's kids, they are twins. They go to Billabong. Plus, one of the members of this Deshwaapsi community, she lives in an apartment. Her kids go to Billabong. Like her kids are in like 4th grade and 2nd grade. They go to Billabong. And as far as I talk to her a lot. As far as I know, it's a good school. They're transitioning well, and teachers are compassionate. They understand that a kid has come from abroad, so they do not try to rush. That's what because I was talking to her the other day. So that's what bit of feedback of Billabong I know about. But if you want a detailed feedback, you can again ping me. I'll connect you with that lady. She can like give you a proper detailed feedback of that school. Billabong.
I can do that. I really appreciate it. And one more thing is that at least from online, what I saw is Billabong has IGCSE only from 5th grade or 6th grade onwards. And my friend said that they are expanding into, I mean, for primary also they are doing IGCSE starting next year. So
Yeah,
I
they
want
have, I think from 5th for Cambridge for IGCSE and CBSE. That's what I know. They have a choice from 5th grade.
Yeah, my kids will be going into 3rd and 5th grade starting next year. So I just want to know what is the option for a 3rd grader. And I was told they are starting the Cambridge board for primary starting next year. So I just want to get some more inputs on that. I'll reach out, DM you.
You DM me. I'll connect you with her.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, sure.
And just a ballpark. So this 3.5 lakh I see for Cambridge. So you say that's the norm. I mean, money is a factor, but I don't want that to be a deciding factor as such. Nothing too posh or no.
CNS, no. CNS would be around 3.5, yeah. And other CBSE school will be slightly lower. But yes, I don't know. Anup might be able to help you better with the CBSE fees school. Anup, are you there?
CBSE, I see a wide range. I'm asking more about the Cambridge board. So for
Yeah,
any
yeah.
Cambridge board, you're saying
Any Cambridge would be between that range. Yes. And if you go as I said, if you go to go with Mahindra, MIT, those are IB boards that go beyond 10 lakhs. So that's a different.
Yeah, I saw Wellington,
But
Mahindra.
Cambridge is standard.
Not
Yeah, Cambridge is standard 3.5 something. Yeah.
I think I just consider. I think there is 10% increase, right? After 2 years.
Every 2 years they have 10% hike in the fees. Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I quickly ask a question that's kind of relevant? Hi, Sarang here. My kids are very small right now. They're going to KG. We are also thinking about like the lifestyle that surrounds the boards, like different boards. Like you briefly mentioned, like the fees. I'm assuming like have what's the thought process in terms of like there is a certain lifestyle we want to sort of like maintain. Like I've been brought up in a middle class family, right? So kind of thinking from that perspective, when you as parents are thinking like going to different boards and such, like are there like different lifestyle baggages that come with different boards as we
Absolutely.
send?
That's a beautiful point. I like to just take a minute on this point. See, transitioning is one thing. Like the sole reason we put our son into, we also belong to a upper middle class family in India. So the sole reason for us to put in our kid in a Cambridge board was so that he is not stressed out and he transitions smoothly. Now, but the thing is, as now you put him in the school, now we cannot put him in a CBSE. So it is not about the fees, it is about the crowd of the school. So now in these international schools, what kind of crowd do you find? You find very affluent people in these schools. like NRIs are there. One set of people is NRIs, people returning, they want transition of the kid to be smooth, they put the kid in international schools. Second kind of people are very highly salaried people, like directors of companies and all. And third is politicians and builders. Now that's the point. The powerful, influential. Once you put your kid there, comes again the peers who come from very influential family. So we don't want our kids to get bothered by that kind of pressure, because a lot of times my kid has told me that my friends come in Mercedes, my friend comes in Audi. So can't we have Audi, or can't we have a Mercedes? So my question is very simple. I tell him, beta, if we have a Kia, this is the best car we have, and I'm sure you love this car, right? So and this is what you wanted when we came, because apparently we do everything what he likes. So he's like, I want a Kia car, a black car. So we got that for us. So it's like somewhere down the line, where if you are putting your kid in an international school, you have to be prepared with the kind of peer pressure which will come eventually with the school. Because
Yeah.
when it comes to a Indian affluent class, it is like literally people coming in Audi, and there's even a Lamborghini coming to my son's school. So it's like you need to the training and the mindset will begin from the home, like telling the kid not to get influenced, not to get under the peer pressure. So it's like it's on us. So
Yeah.
that is one thing to be kept in mind if you want your son, your kid to like. And in CBSE that might not be the case, because it's a good mix of crowd. In CBSE it's all kind of students studying, so peer pressure might not be the major problem. There might be other problems, of course, but not the peer pressure. But in international school, that at one point of time that becomes a problem.
Yeah, the thing
So
is, so what we were thinking is like I have a lot of family in Pune as well, and like their kids kind of go to like CBSE schools or even SSC
yeah.
board schools, and like I don't want like to see a future where like my kid kind of grows up with like very affluent people and
So
like
yeah,
kids
so
who are
that's
kind
what.
of like them.
Yeah, that's what I suggest for you. We have beautiful CBSE schools like Vidgyor, HDFC, private, and those are as good as Cambridge schools now. What I'm realizing after 2 years, that we have schooling system has changed in India a lot. If
Yeah.
you are still like, if you are sending your kid to St. Bishop, St. Mary, the schooling is the same like last 20 years. But in schools like Vidgyor, HDFC, Billabong, all these schools are very much adapted to the new style. And you can very well, like now, since your kids are very young, so if you want your kids to be like, to give them a humble upbringing, I feel a good CBSE should be a good choice for you. Like any Vidgyor or any Billabong or HDFC or Globis might work well for them. Like I don't see any point sending to international school just
Okay.
because, yeah. So we
But
have
So
very good
to
CBSE schools.
I
to
think one
continue,
more observation I have noticed in India is like, so for me, we came after like 20 years, is there is also peer pressure from your in society also, not just your kids, right?
Yeah.
People are very judgmental. They will ask you, hey, which school does your kid go? Very free. And for us, like when the US, you have public schools are considered the best, right? You are just in a school district. They are going here. There is that kind of pressure also. Like, oh, your kid is going to a highly, like, are you paying high fees or not? Is a judgment. So you have to be aware of that. I would say it's like some like CNS is a very good school. Like, but there are some schools which are just high fees, right? Where we have heard mixed feedback, symbiosis for it. Like, so you have to don't go with the pressure, but think about your kid first. I would say.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Definitely.
and just want to chime in. I mean, yeah, while I visited Pune recently, I also observed that. But I think it all boils down to your upbringing,
Yes.
what values you want to, like, even if they are going to the like, the IB school or higher affluential group, does not mean that they will be always, there will be, yeah, peer pressure, but that's an opportunity for you to coach your kids. Even in US also, we have seen that. I mean, there are pros and cons on both sides. I mean, even in CBSE and all that, you get mix of both. But then you have to also look at the cons also there. Like, people will be from different backgrounds. So some will have, like, some bad habits and all. Keep that in mind. Like, what problems you want to deal with. So, and that's all boiled down to your coaching and upbringing also. That's what I found out. Even in US, I mean, we live in a good school district, but there are bad apples everywhere. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to be cautious of that. Yeah.
Just to give a heads up, the issues here are not just bad habits, right? Like there will be situations if there is any bullying happening, hitting or anything what happens, even any school, right? There, the influential people will try to suppress it. So you have to be careful of. In US, there are legalities. Here, there is other scenarios also you have to be aware of.
Yeah. So, but I would say like these like the cases of bullying and all nowadays. Like first we used to hear only bullying in US schools, but nowadays I would say it's pretty common in Indian schools too. Not only international, but CBSE and at all levels. So of course we have to coach our kids, and we have to. The most important thing to choose a board and a school for your kid is your way of bringing up your child, like what kind of thing you want to give that, if you feel that you want to make transition easier, because my sole choice of a Cambridge was to make the transition easier. I know that's a temporary goal, but yes, I wanted, that was my first priority, that's why I chose a Cambridge board. But I always suggest parents, and since I've had so many virtual meets, if your kid is young and you have aspirations for a kid that yahan ke acha padhe and he goes for some nice like higher education, then you can choose a nice CBSE board, because see, more study is never harmful for a kid. So Indian boards are rigorous, and definitely they are rigorous, but we've also like done that rigorous study, then come here in our lives. So that's fine if your kids are young and they don't have transitional issues. CBSE is a good choice of board. There are very good CBSE schools around Pune. Like in every area of Pune, we've got great CBSE schools nowadays.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
And just one last question. Like, has anyone experienced who has already transitioned to India, like their kids were not able to, adjust with the school curriculum, studies, and all that schedule, and then they got a failure in first year, but teacher might give them grace marks and just push them to next year or something like that.
Okay, as far as I know, like most of the Cambridge and most of the CBSE schools, they have grading system nowadays. So I don't think so. Till a certain level, they fail kids. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody whose kid is studying in a CBSE board, like they I think till 5th grade or 8th grade, they cannot fail a kid in India.
It's a local state rule. Yes, until
Yeah.
5th grade they cannot fail.
Yeah. So
For
failure
which grade? Which grade you said?
Until 5th.
Fifth.
Yeah,
Until
my
5th they cannot fail.
father-in-law, yeah, he's in state schooling department. So that's how I know. It's a local government rule. Until 5th grade, they cannot fail. So they can like what they have, what I have heard, what the people do. Like if a student is under the par, they will promote him to the next grade, but the kid will sit in the class where he need to pick up the things, and then eventually during the summer break, when there is a vacation going on, then they focus more on the study, but they will continue on the academic level. They will keep on going until the next grade.
Okay, officially they cannot make a kid repeat a class till 5th grade. That's what you mean to say, Rishi, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they will allow the kid to sit in the lower grade where they want to learn and make them pick up the things.
Okay.
Like, unofficially they will sit in the lower grade classes.
Okay, now, yeah.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Actually, we are maybe we'll be coming to Pune by end of this month. So my kid is like she's studying in grade 3 in a Montessori school here. So how like she'll be able to transition there in the middle year? I mean, how will they take it? Like half of the studies would have been done, right? So like how will it be
So
possible for her?
have you like talked to some school about it? Have you like started her admission process in some school?
No, nothing as of now. I
Okay,
don't
which
have
area?
any
Which
idea.
area are you looking at in Pune, if I may know?
Hinjawadi.
Okay, Hinjawadi. Okay, I think Atul joined us. He is in Wakad or Hinjawadi. Atul, are you there on call? I don't know if he's there. We have a person in our Deshwaapsi community. He is in Hinjawadi, and his kid goes to a CBSE school. But I don't think so, Anusha, that should be a problem, because we have a lot of kind of schools in and around the areas you would be. Like, as I said, there are many schools, they like Euro schools and all. They might take your kid very well. But yes, in third grade, you might need some external tuitions or something to cope up if you're putting your kid in a CBSE board, because there would be a plethora, like a lot of writing things which would happen, which might not be happening to her at a Montessori level. So yes, you would have to, yeah, like maybe tuition, coaching or something externally you would have to take. But definitely when you land, you would find schools around you which would take her at that point of time too with the assessment. So shouldn't be, yeah, but yeah, coping up, you have to work with her for transition since she's in third grade. So you would have to work on that level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, I was considering regarding, I mean, I heard regarding Pawar, and so I don't know how is it, because there are some friends from Pune whose children went to Pawar, so I don't have any idea about it. So how will it be if she goes to Pawar?
Pawar is again a CBSE school with, I would say, not a very traditional CBSE school, but yes, but Pawar at the middle of the school, I'm not very sure they would have seats or not, because again, Pawar is a kind of popular school wherein the nearby communities kids go to Pawar. Like we have a Pawar school in Amnora too. So there also, I don't think so that admission, they have seats very readily available. So I might not know about Hinjawadi Pawar, but I'll definitely ask it in my Pune community. If someone's kids goes there, that can help you a lot.
Okay.
There is also
Yeah, sure.
DPS in Hinjewadi now. Like you should look at DPS. They have.
But Rishi, DPS would be a difficult nut to crack at this point of time. Yeah.
Hinjewadi is a new one. Maybe they will allow. Like easily.
Yeah. And even they have this universal wisdom. If you're looking for transition and quick seat, they have this universal wisdom. It's an IGCSE school, and I've heard it's a very good upcoming school, and a lot of NRI kids are going there now.
No, okay. What is it? Universal.
Universal wisdom. That's again
Universal.
like we have CNS in Amnora where a lot of NRIs are going. We have this universal wisdom that's in Baner, I think. So a lot of NRI kids are transition of that area are going there, and it's a Cambridge board. So transition would be comparatively easier for your kid there too. So you can, yeah, and getting a secure seat there won't be a problem at all. You just walk in, you'll get it. So yeah, but it's good school too. Yeah, you can just inquire with them.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
A quick question on the topic. I mean, my kids, they know only English, no Hindi, no Marathi. I know you test on Marathi that it's very lenient, and they're aware that kids are coming from abroad, so it will be just basic Marathi. But how about Hindi as a language? Should kids learn fast to cope up with the current standards, or how does it work for kids going from abroad?
Okay, what I would say,
and Marathi, yeah.
Okay, Anup, you'd like to take this question?
Yeah, I can say.
Yeah.
See, I would say that in what age you are looking for exactly?
They'll be going into third and fifth grade next year, my daughters.
So third, yeah. See, in CBSE, what I would say is that, yeah, Hindi is.
If it helps the discussion, I am looking for a Cambridge board. So yeah, but your answer can be generic. It's okay.
Yeah. So in Cambridge, Manvi can add, but yes, in CBSE, in my case, yes, the Hindi level is quite high. My kid has gone to 6, but he knew basic like letters and everything. We were just trying to speak Hindi, and he knows like but 60-70%, right? But he was not able to write or like that fluently. But now, like in 3-4 months, he has picked up a lot. He's still making mistakes. Teachers are able to help, and they basically ignore basic mistakes. But yes, the level is high, so you'll have to give him time. You'll have to buy some, like get some external help, like he goes to tuition, Hindi tuition, who is basically helping him to write and everything. So Hindi takes a bit time in CBSE, I can say. For Cambridge, Manvi can add, but yes, I think in Cambridge it is quite not that much whatever is in CBSE. So Definitely. For the teachers are saying that it will take around like at least 2 terms for that age. Like for third grade, I would say that yes, still it would be more because they expect writing, they expect words and letter, like I mean a paragraph. But again, you will have to give him time, and you will have to have some external help. That but kids would be able to cope up. But yes, it would require time. What I would say, Hindi is a bit tough, but there are options. If you don't want to go for Hindi, you can go for French or any other language if you want to. So there is an option of Hindi versus French.
Okay, I'll add a layer to that. I know you guys are talking from like you speak Hindi at home or something, but for me, like we are from South, from Tamil Nadu, so as
Right.
parents, neither of us know. I mean, I
Okay,
know a
so
little bit of Hindi to
for
read and
that
write.
you don't need to worry. Like in Cambridge Board, or specifically in CNS, I would say my son did not know a word of Hindi when we landed in India. So we were very clear with the school management that my son doesn't know Hindi at all. So they were pretty okay with it. And believe me, in 2 years, my teachers still help him. Even in the class assessments, they help him. And they have those kids separate whom they know that they have no base of Hindi. So that shouldn't be a problem, Satish, for you if you're looking for a Cambridge this thing. The level of the languages Marathi and Hindi they keep as per the kid, even going forward. It's been 2 years. My kid is still learning basic Hindi, so now he's coping up. And kids are very resilient; they really pick up fast. So you might not even know your kid would start learning Hindi very quick. But that's fine. You don't need to worry from the language front. If you choose this Amnora CNS school, they take it at their own pace.
Just one more suggestion is, as we are, just from my perspective, is as we know that next year we're going to transition, we're already started Hindi classes from India for our kids. So at least they will know basics by next year.
Yeah.
That would help.
That would help too. Yeah, little basics, and that's always a good idea. Even in India, after coming to India, you can start doing that.
That's good to know. That's very different.
Yes, Anusha, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yes. So is there any age restriction like till June they should be completing 8 years for third grade or anything like that?
Yes. There is a mandate in Maharashtra for a first grade, a kid should be completed 6 years. Now you can calculate up to third grade, yeah. But that's a
Oh,
mandate. A kid who is not 6 years old, they cannot
Which month?
first grade.
6 years by what date?
Month. Yeah.
Which month? That I think it's either June or October. I'll check that and get back to you.
Manvi, I think it's based on school as well. Like some school have different criteria.
Mhm.
Like Bishop has a different criteria than other CBSE schools. So better check on the school website. The school that you're targeting.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, 6 years have to be completed till this thing. I think June or October. That's what idea I have. But still, you can check, or I'll get back to you on the group on this.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
And Manvi, on that question, the CNS had that requirement or different school?
Same. They have to abide by the state rule. This is a state rule that by first a kid have to be 6 years. But I don't know. I have seen kid going below of that and going to CNS, but maybe that was 2 years back. Now because this rule came recently last year. So yeah, going forward they might not be able to take kids below 6 in first grade. Yeah.
Hi.
Last 5 minutes of the call because we've already exceeded 30 minutes, but still let's do it. Yeah. Yes, please.
Hi. This is Vinayak here. It is a
Hi.
great brainstorming session. Like many questions are answered for us, and thanks for that. So my kid is going to turn 6 this November, and presently we are still in a dilemma to go for an IG or CBSC. So probably we'll take a call in some time. So I wanted to know about the donation part. As of now, we haven't visited any school in person at the moment, but there are a couple of my friends who have moved to Pune from UK 3-4 months back, and as per the experience, they suggested that some of the schools do not accept donations. So can you throw the lights on that part? And second follow-up question was with regards to the form applications. Like as I told that my kid is going to turn 6 this year, so he will be starting grade 1 from next year. So is there any deadline or the start time which we need to take care for the
Which board
application?
are you looking for? I'm sorry, you said any board?
We are still figuring out whether to go for IG or
Or
CBSE. So
CBS?
yeah, so we are in the state of making a call on it. But still, I just wanted to have an idea about it.
Yeah, for CBSE, as Anup said that Anup, you joined in the beginning of the year, right? There would be
Yes,
some
correct.
CBSE schools which might give you a seat even in the middle of the school year. They might have seats available, but there are, as I said, there are some very sought after schools which might not have vacancies, which might ask you to wait, and even CBSE would have assessment of your kid to assess at what level your kid is. So that is the thing. And IGCSE, like comparatively, getting into a IGCSE school is way more easier than a CBSE school. So in IGCSE, assessment is done, but it is just like a formality. So you don't need to worry about it. Then secondly, at any point of time, you can enter a IGCSE school because they have ample of seats. And yeah, and for CBSE, depends on the school totally. Which school are you approaching?
Yeah.
Okay.
In my case, there was no donation, and it was just like I would suggest if you are opting for a CBSE school, earlier is better. And in our case, there was no evaluation done. It was more like that. Okay, you just pay the first term fees. So some schools basically take admission fees, and some schools are taking the first term fees. So in our case, it was that okay, I paid the first term fees, and the admission was done. There was no evaluation in my case, but yes, there are certain schools like Euro schools. They wanted to take a simple evaluation, and in their case, there was an admission fees. But donations perspective, I would say I had connected 5 to 6 schools, CBSE schools. None of them asked for donation. It is more that, but I would just say that early the better. Starting like December, all the school starts the admission. So if you can go for January, or you can just try to shortlist so that at least you can take a seat by paying the fees or paying the admission fees. I would suggest that.
Yeah, donation, I think it comes into picture when you are going for a very sought after CBSE or ICSE school like DPS or like St. Bishop, St. Mary's, or big
Right.
renowned schools where they don't have seats, they ask for donations.
And
But
also middle of the sessions, right, where they try to like I mean have an exception, then these I think donation come into picture.
I think not schools like Euro, Vidgur or Billabong, schools like those, I don't think so. They have any concept of donations in Pune, as far as I know.
Yeah, same
So
thing.
yeah, if you're looking for a big sort out of school, then donations is the concept. But for all these schools, I don't think so. Donations comes into picture. Yes, Rishi.
So, like the schools which are like you said, Manvi sought after, or the
Mm.
mainly the school with like known for well academic, but their fees are much lower as compared to the the like Euro and other school
Yeah.
like which are highly like more than 1 lakh fee, for example. So
Mhm.
if you go for a school with less fee and those sought after school, then the chances are they will say the admissions are full. But if you go and check other sources, you might find some people who are able to give you the admission with the donation amount. So even in my case, we enroll our kid in Kothari school in Kharadi last year, and when I inquired for Euro school and Arnold school, which are very good school, sought after
Mhm.
school in Vadgaon, the like I said in the beginning of the call, there were sources allowing admission with donation.
Okay.
But I just went for Kothari school, and they were good reputed old institution for CBSE, and there was just the admission fee. Like most school will have an admission fee which is non-refundable, and then you have your like semester fees. But in case of Kotari, they like we were 3 months uh, post this the beginning of the session. So this school fee structure was quarterly, and since we had passed that first quarter, they were generous enough to waive off that first quarter fee. But not all school allows that. I think Euro School, there was a condition where no matter where when you enroll, you'll still have to pay the full term
Entire.
fees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all I wanted to add.
Okay. Thank you, Rishi.
I have
Hi,
a
Okay.
I
know
have
it's
one
we are past
question.
time.
Okay, we are
Sorry,
here
I have one question.
the
Sorry.
session. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
or like let's fight last 5 minutes. Quick, two
Okay.
more questions maybe.
Yeah, I'll try to make it quick. Yeah. So I have a 5-year-old. He's a kindergartner right now, and he has like speech delay. So are there schools or teachers in general, do they accommodate people like kids with some sort of special needs? So he's trying to cope up, he's trying to pick up stuff, but what I'm worried is if by the time we transition or we move to India, if he's not there yet, then will someone sort of help him to because his speech is a little unclear, so that's why it sometimes becomes difficult for the teachers to understand. So from that
Okay.
perspective, are there specific boards that you would recommend or any special services that they have? Yeah.
Okay, Sanjeev, as far as I know, special need education is still not very evolved in India. So I don't know if you don't mind telling me, he just have a speech delay or is he on the spectrum? So
No, he's
that
not
would
on the
clear.
spectrum. He's not on the
Oh,
spectrum. It's just the speech delay. Yeah.
speech delay. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it is just a speech delay, then from my personal experience, I would say even my son, he was quite on the later. He spoke really late and he got up very late, but still he was able to cope up here. And if you feel, but the point of view from you are asking in general schools, they do not provide any extra kind of help for a kid to cope up if you are looking
Okay.
for mainstream schooling. Yes, and any kind of speech therapy or something, you need to do it privately. Schools do not,
Okay.
like in US, how schools provide special therapies in school. That is not the concept in India. You would have to hire a private special speech therapist and do it.
Yeah,
And
that I understand. But would the management or the teachers understand that okay, this guy is having a speech delay, but and he needs some help? Would they make
Mhm.
that accommodation in their
That
school?
totally depends on the school you are choosing. I would actually, in this case, I would really go personally to the school management and understand what kind of mindset they have. Because a lot of schools, because India is such a competitive academic schooling system they have, that I do not know that how do they accommodate a kid whom, how do they give a special attention, because they already teacher and student ratio is not like as in US. It's much higher. So it's like you need to really go to the school and find that out, because that depends on school to school. And but still, my experience, special needs or any special kind of attention is not that evolved in India as it is in US. So yes, you need to work a lot in that. You have to go to schools and personally understand what do they think of the situation.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll make my last question quick. Sorry. So I have a 3-year-old son. We are looking at going for Waldorf Nature School from a transition perspective for 3 years, and then after that, we are looking to either go to CBSE or something else based on what it looks like after 3 years. So, any recommendation if this is a good approach or a good path to start with the nature school and then go to CBSE, or should we start with the CBSE? I mean, or something of that kind.
Okay, now that is like totally a personal call, as in he's 3 right now, right?
3, yes.
Okay, so my son, he's 3, so he started here with playgroup, and now he's in nursery basically. So in nursery in India, basically they actually start making a kid write ABC and 1, 2, 3 and everything. So in India, that foundation state, if the schooling has to be in India, that foundation state, I feel like it's my personal opinion, not a general opinion. So it's like the foundation in India, it is very early. Like in US, after 5 years, they actually start teaching a kid how to write. But in India, it starts from right at the age of 3. So yes, if foundation building happens, it would be easier for him to go to a at any CBSE ICSE school at the age of 6. So I really do not know like what that nature school is all about. So I might not be able to judge like how well he'll be equipped at 3 years after to mainstream schooling.
Okay. Okay. That helps. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
One just last question. Like as Anup mentioned regarding the Vibjar school, so there Hindi is not compulsory. Did I hear that, or how is it?
Anup,
So
will answer that, yeah.
yeah, so you have an option of choosing Hindi versus French. So so you can opt for French, but Marathi, as mentioned, right, it is mandatory, but they take it slow and like it is very objective type what the teachers do. But yes, Hindi is optional. But what if let's say if you choose French, I'm just talking about from a longer perspective, then boards will have French too. So we have French here
Okay.
who have opted French, so their boards will have that French exam.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody, for being on the call. And today we really stretched a call long because the crowd was so interactive. Thanks for that. And any more questions, we will definitely answer. You can post them on the group. Whatever we can, we'll definitely answer. Thank you, Anup. Thank you, Rishi, for helping people transition. And anybody who's planning to be come back to Pune, do not worry. We have a huge NRI community waiting for you. So just be rest assured and come back to your country. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
for
you
the-
so much.
Thank you, Manvi. Thank you
Thank
for
you so
hosting.
much, Manvi. Yeah,
Thank you.
Bye.